Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, dear devotees, happy to be in a room with you all. We're all together in a room. Rupanuga Prabhu, Seva Rupa Devi Dasi, Paramananda Prabhu, Leela Moy Prabhu, covering the world with 5 people. Vamana Dev covered the world with 3 steps. We've covered the world with 5. All right, so dear ones, so back to basics live. So to all of us here on Zoom and on Facebook, we're here happily together to have some association with each other, some association with the sadhus, the like-minded persons. So let us begin with our mini Vandanam, auspicious beginning. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Plus, Vandeham, Sri Guru, Sri Yuttapada Kamalang, Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha, Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam, Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitam Cha. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Maha Varanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvije Namaha. Panchakampatarubhischa Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. And I see my tilak's not very even. Please excuse. Oh dear. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj once mentioned, Guru Maharaj once mentioned that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur did make a comment about his clothing, about how he must be presentable for the public, in the sense of Guru Maharaj did not care really what he looked like. He was not thinking, I look like this or look like that. But Srila Saraswati Thakur, he did make a comment. I don't know the exact words, but I've heard it seated there with Srila Guru Maharaj himself, and he'd make some comment like that. That my Guru Maharaj said, yes, I must improve my appearance for the purpose of preaching. So, excuse my tilak not being exactly straight. Hare Krishna. Well, we are with our family, by the way. We are being recorded, so we don't know who else is with us, but we're with our family here. And we'd be very happy to be together and just to start off with a kirtan and then have a morning program together. Well, because it's morning here, have a morning program together. But as it is, I'm in Villa Govinda Ashram in Srila Gurudev's room, and there we are. Familiar place, Srila Gurudev's room, his own bed, and Srila Guru Maharaj is there. Wherever is Gurudev, there's Guru Maharaj nearby. And yesterday, all the way from Australia, your very own, Rupanuga's very own, Abhinava Sundar Prabhu came along with Kelikadamba, his other half. Each one will say the other is the better half. And then a short time later, Kesavananda Prabhu came. So all a very good sign. So yesterday evening we had very happy kirtan, and we've got some questions for them. We've got about singing, and we have Rasamoy Pandita here also, who is an enthusiastic kirtan singer. What to speak of all of the assembled pillars? We have 5 pillars minus 1, because 1 pillar is doing some health rejuvenation and retreat, actually in Thailand just now. And that is Krishna Kanta Devi Dasi. So she's gone to Thailand, and whenever she goes, she's very productive. And if anyone knows Italian or likes to hear Italian, she's done so many audio books and so much translation, preparation for printing, etc. And there in Thailand, away from the distraction of all the devotees, taking her attention for many things, for the running of the ashram. It takes a lot of energy to run an ashram. So, but the other pillars are here, including Shyama Sundar Prabhu. So, and his family, wife and 3 children, and his wife being the daughter of Sri Lekha and who is now Nyasimha. So Sri Lekha and Sri Govinda Prabhu. So we've got our team, happy team here, and Shyama Sundar Prabhu, he is a very enthusiastic kirtan person too. If he comes in the daytime and everyone's busy, he goes in the temple room, takes out the cowtowels, and he sits there and chants in front of the deities. It's actually very sweet. And then chants enthusiastically, not quietly. So we've got quite a team with us. Anutama Devi Dasi, Gangalila Didana, we've got Bimal Krishna Prabhu and Ishtadevika have all joined us since we greeted the rest of the team here. And so yes, Gangalila. And we've got Mathura Basini Devi Dasi with us and Madhava Prabhu. They're with us on Facebook. I can't always see Facebook, but I'm back in base camp, and I can see Facebook today as well. So wonderful to have you with us. And we've been thinking a lot about South Africa recently, by the way, and the beautiful ashram there in South Africa, and the beautiful devotees. So South Africa, you know, don't think you're forgotten. You're a little bit at the end of the world, but you're not quite. We saw flights coming in and out from Brazil directly to South Africa. So South Africa seems like a long way away, but it is on the way to somewhere, from somewhere. And some places in the world are not on the way to somewhere. For instance, California is not on the way to anywhere. Sorry, Bhima Krishna Prabhu. As Guru Maharaj said to Goswami Maharaj, to Srila Goswami Maharaj, that also when he's about to leave from Navadip to go there, he said, oh, so now you're going to go to a remote corner of the world to take the message of Mahaprabhu. Goswami Maharaj said, oh, I was a bit struck. I'm going to a remote corner of the world. Because wherever we live, we think it's the center of the world, however little is our country or however distant it is from the center, which is the places of Mahaprabhu and Krishna's pastimes. California is on the way to Hawaii. Oh, is it? I thought Hong Kong was on the way to Hawaii. Okay. I know everywhere is on the way to somewhere. All right. So, dear devotees, we're in Villa Govinda, and I suppose I'm just sharing who's here and what's taking place here, just so we can share, because for me, you're also here in Villa Govinda today. We're all here in the morning, but I know wherever we are, we think is the center, don't we? So perhaps we've all come to Bhima Krishna's home in Northern California, and we're all sitting on the floor around his couch. Who knows? Wherever we are, yes, we're there too, but in one sense, and we've all come to the temple. Okay, dear devotees, it is back to basics. And I could start, I know you're already, everyone's got something to say. I could start with a quote which Leela Moigrove is not here. Oh, yes, you are. Oh, okay, you moved. Okay, dancing, the devotees dancing on my screen. Leela Moigrove's heard this. One or two of you have heard this because this, oh, right, Monday. So what did we do on Tuesday? Oh, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, maybe none of you have heard this. I don't know. I'm going to give a short quote, read a short quote, and it really followed on from the London Zoom the other day, and the theme of the London Zoom was, the theme was, I'm not sure I got the exact title, not exploitation, not renunciation, but dedication, something like that. And so here is something that we read in the temple the very next day after that Zoom, and it's just so much addressed it. It's from Sri Upadeshamrita, the thick published version. It's Srila Guru Maharaj's words, and if any of you have heard it just recently from me, don't forgive me. I'm happy to repeat it again, and it's good to hear again and again. I've repeated it a few times with the devotees. And here we are, Srila Guru Maharaj saying, so it's a very short quote, it's not a long quote, it's just a regular short paragraph. So first of all, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rokhok, Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Dev, Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And as we're giving Jais, Jai Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, and Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai, and Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. And Srila Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamritam ki Jai. So it was in relation to the 7th verse, but this was a little further on from where we did read a quote of Guru Maharaj during that Zoom to London. But here, a little further on, this is Srila Guru Maharaj speaking. The desire for enjoyment, Bhukti, and the desire for liberation, Mukti, are compared to ghosts. How can we dare to express that Bhakti, the real touch of Krishna, is descending into our hearts when these demons are there, when those two demons are in our heart? Then the noble lady of devotion will come there to sit on the same bench as these demons? How can we expect that? If we have not freed ourselves from all these nasty things, then how can we dare to invite the Lady of Krishna Bhakti to come into our hearts? Hare Krishna. My goodness, this really was a very beautiful kind of a wake-up. And after discussing and hearing discussion of this topic, and I thought here in one short paragraph, Guru Maharaj has put it all together and made it very clear to us, and waking us up to our proper life, the healthy life of devotion. Devotion to whom? The Lord. How? Through the devotees. Okay, so that's my beginning for Back to Basics this week. And we're all seated together happily. So please do contribute with something. And actually today I'd like to ask Bimal Krishna Prabhu, because it's not the last 2 minutes of the Back to Basics, and often he puts up his hand, yes, I have something to say. I'd like to ask Bimal Krishna Prabhu earlier now in the Back to Basics, so we're not running out of time to hear from him. And if I put you on the spot, you can have a few minutes, and someone else can speak first if you would like, if you prefer. Bimal Krishna.
Dandava Maharaj, I have to take Paramananda Prabhu's example, and I mean, he is very senior to me in so many ways. So I'd actually like to hear what he has to say about this subject, if that's okay. Paramananda Prabhu. And also, I know envy is not a good thing, but I'm envious of all the devotees that are there. I wish, we could all be there. It's super sweet. So please give my dandavats and affection to the devotees there. Kesavananda, you can give him a jab or two.
Okay.
Yes, my dandavats.
I'm making a note of your quote because it's otherwise I won't get it right. Give him a dab or two. Beautiful. Okay. So yes, and Bhima Krishna, he's correcting my etiquette in a way. We really should start with the senior devotees. I was taking the opportunity because we do like to hear from all the devotees, and Bhima Krishna, the last, I mean, not necessarily, well, the last time and different times, he often pops up at the end with something. So anyway, Parvanandhu first, Bhima Krishna we'll hear from in a moment, and dear devotees, we're very happy to hear from all of you, some contribution or a question, but some contribution too on this theme. Dandavat.
There are many more senior devotees present, Maharaj. We pointed out the other day that we are judging seniority by the devotion. So I have to admit that I'm not a senior one.
Okay.
And you were reading my mind. I was also thinking maybe you should ask Villa Krishna Prabhu first. He's got that habit of filling in the last minute, but you know, he's got some treasures to share. No doubt about it. And well, that quote, when you read that quote, the question arises immediately, what to do? We heard it. It's a dire situation. So what to do with that? How to unseat them and establish devotion in the heart as the soul, we can say Ishta Devata. Ishta Devata is the one whom we worship with our full heart, with our full focus and concentration. Maharaj, is my connection okay?
Yes. Yes, coming through clear with no breaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Suddenly everybody started getting frozen on the screen.
I think
give
you're
me just
thing glued to your words.
give me just a second. Okay, yes, I'm on the right connection here. Anyway, that's the question, actually. I'm not going to answer it. So the question is what to do about it. Now we heard it from Srila Guru Maharaj, and it's a very difficult and dangerous situation. And material things are easy to give up. If you have a little bit of intelligence, you can actually consider that, and you can say, yes, we can give it up, more or less. Give me again 1 second.
Oh.
How about now?
Well, it's the same so far. We were fine before, but it seems to be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what comes to mind is another talk of Srila Guru Maharaj, when he's talking about Vishwa Purnam Sukhayate, how the whole world can be happy, content, and properly positioned, where in the world where devotion is the king. So he quotes the verse by Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, and the first line of the verse is Kaivalya Narakayate, Tridasa Pura Kasha Pushpayate. He's saying that the hell for those, and actually we should start from the last one, Yat Karunya Kataksha Vaibhavatam Tam Gora Evastuma. He says that those who've been glanced by Mahaprabhu, by his merciful glance, for those people, hell is equal to Kaivalya, Mukti, liberation. They consider that to be equal, in fact, more horrible than a hell. And the riches and illusions and the long life and all of that, the enjoyment of the heavens, they're just like the pushpa in the sky. It says that when you throw the flowers in the sky, you see them for a second or a split of a second, then they be on the ground. That's it, that's all finished. So it's an interesting comparison about the heavens. So they're like that. It's a very temporary situation. So a devotee of Mahaprabhu, by his grace, can be freed from that. And actually, if you look at our line, the line that we are so fortunate to connect to, whenever, I mean, is there anyone here who is actually thinking about Kaivalya or Mukti? We're not really familiar with the concept. We don't even know what it is. In fact, we hear Guru Maharaj is saying, our Guru Varga is saying that it's all dangerous and this and that, but we are not familiar with the concept. Why? The grace of Mahaprabhu. Wherever he is, wherever the holy name is, his teachings are, there is no place for such thing. It's never enters the mind. What to speak of Kaivalya or heavenly enjoyment? Even Vaikunthas sound very foreign to us. And that also coming by the grace of our Guru Varga. We hear how Srila Guru Maharaj said that we will be, how did he express? Thrown down to Vaikuntha or hurled down to Vaikuntha, hurled down to it. That was his expression. And that is also, I mean, it is inconceivable. And I wouldn't compare it with hell, but it's very undesirable and unfortunate position for those devotees who are up there, the residents of Galoka. For them, it's unthinkable. It's a misfortune. Think about it. To be hurled down to Vaikuntha is a great misfortune. What to speak of everybody else? I mean, everything else. So the warnings are there, but also we should consider that unconditional and causeless grace that we somehow ended up receiving. And that is our protection. So there is no place for those things. As soon as we are strictly following the instructions of our divine guardians, if we're staying in that current, nothing can touch. I mean, our mind will not be contaminated by that. As soon as we're out of that current, yes, there's lots of dangers. Starting from the lower section, we wouldn't even go as high as the Mukti. They'll be stuck in material kind of situation, being attached to some things that have no permanence, no sense whatsoever. But it is not the case. So I guess the answer is the grace. And how to attract the grace. I was just listening to Srila Govinda Maharaj, and again he's speaking. Service is the basis. And what is Krishna consciousness? He's saying that he's giving an example of how once he's debating with different representatives of different faiths, how Srila Guru Maharaj is establishing Vaishnavism as Jaiva Dharma, a religion for all harmonizing, and how they were so much astonished after hearing him quoting Shukadev Goswami, when he actually established that. And they all came to him and they said, we thought that Vaishnavism is one of the sects, one of the branches of different beliefs, that you're just worshiping Vishnu, Krishna, we're worshiping Durga, Shiva, Jesus Christ, and whoever is there. But after hearing you, we understood that Vaishnavism is religion for all, regardless of what is your social obligation, social and religious obligation. So Govinda Maharaj was saying that. Anyhow, and then he's saying, but how to be established in that particular position is seva. You must engage yourself. You must do something about it. You must serve. And then he quotes that famous verse of Mahaprabhu, Jivrasa Rupa Hoy. He said, Mahaprabhu is giving it very direct. The answer is, the question is simple and also direct, but Mahaprabhu is also very direct. He's saying, you're the lost servant of Krishna. You just forgot about it. This is the cause of all the problems that you're having. So remembering that means you are the servant. Servant means service. So during that very short talk, it was like 25 minutes. Govinda Maharaj is speaking from Navadvip to assembly, a small assembly of the devotees. And then he's saying the service is the base of everything. You come to Krishna consciousness, you come in connection with Krishna consciousness. Do something about it. Don't just keep asking questions or thinking about it. Do something. Act accordingly of what you're hearing, according to the instructions of those whom guidance you already embraced. And then your fortune will come true. I guess now Bimala Krishna Prabhu can say something.
I'll try to do something. I think I don't know if I was watched a YouTube video maybe of the same talk, but Gurudev, if it's the same one I'm thinking, he looks directly at the camera and he says, "Do something," and it's almost like he's speaking directly to you. It's pretty profound. That's how for me. And then like Sri Leka, I know she watched the same video, and Divya Shakti Didi, they both saw it, and it's Gurudev looks right at the camera and he says, "Do something," and it really hits you, you know, very inspiring. But just some thoughts I've had, which is good because I didn't have a whole lot to say before. I you know, you've inspired a lot in me, but I just think about my time in Navadvip and just trying to do service. And I've thought about this recently about just life in general. You know, when we're not in a temple environment or around the devotees and we're kind of going through our daily lives, like these things, they're all still related to Krishna consciousness, because like it's all part of it. We have to, it's all about our consciousness ultimately. But I was thinking about being in the temple, and you know, when I was staying there, I wasn't concerned about paying rent or a car payment or this or that, but really what it does is it brings everything. You have to start examining yourself in a very real way, because you're around other exalted people. You know, I'm not saying I am, but there are people that are there that are very exalted, and you start to realize your own position. And I think through introspection, for myself, I remember, you know, thinking about like renunciation and exploitation. Like I remember sitting in my room one day just thinking about, like, I mean, obviously we're practicing. Like I you know, I'm not serving in a pure way, but I even had the realization that like why, like I'm doing this because I'm tired of suffering. I don't want to suffer anymore. So and in some sense I was trying to get away from it, and like, so my service, you know, I guess it's hard to explain, but it was something I felt in myself, that my intention was, because it wasn't because I'm trying to give something out of love. I'm just trying to escape something that's painful, you know. And that was something that I found in myself. But also sometimes we feel like service should always be happy and joyful, and for some it is. Maybe for myself sometimes it's difficult, you know. And that's when I realized too that it's not sense enjoyment, it's not sense gratification. We do it because it inspires us, and like on a deeper level we find some satisfaction, but it's not, we shouldn't do it to just try to find some pleasure, you know. We have to do it, I mean, our Gurudev's asking us to do service, and like that should be our, you know, our focus. And obviously it is a practice, like I'm practicing, and you know, we're all practicing. But I just think trying to like actually do it, you know, we can speak theory all day, but like for myself, I've really just been trying to focus on just doing it, you know, really trying things that are hard for me in my, like my anarthas and different things, and really just trying to sacrifice. And you know, and sometimes we just have to feel the burn. I mean, I remember Gurudev, I wish I remembered, it might be in Dignity of the Divine Servitor, but Gurudev talks about, and maybe it's a different book and someone might be able to quote it better, but he says, like, you know, when we clean ourselves, it's like some dirt will come, and that's natural. But then he also mentions something, and this is the part I'm not clear on, but he mentions something about the fire will come and it'll burn these things and they'll go away. And I wish I had the book or something to quote Gurudev, but anyway, so these are my thoughts. Just, you know, sometimes we burn a little bit, but that's where, like, having devotees, like I called Sudarshan Prabhu the other day just because I needed some direction, you know. And it's beautiful to have people in our lives that we can lean on, because, you know, sometimes it can be difficult, you know, and we can lose our way, or we just need a little push, you know. But anyway, I'm grateful for all the association that we have here, and that's kind of my thoughts, what I could share. So Dandavat.
Bimala Krishna Prabhu, I think the fire example was given by Govinda Maharaj in connection how fire purifies, removes the impurities from the metal. I think he's been giving that example quite often. the purifying force of fire.
I think Sevarupa Devidasi is also looking to see if she can find the quote to get the words. But yes, and by the way, Bhima Krishna, you reminded me so much of, like, verse by verse, of Atma Nivedana, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song. You know, really, you covered the points about happiness and distress in service. They're all there, they're all equal, but it's a joy, just like in the material world. We've got, you know, endeavor, and it's not necessarily everything is happy to get whatever happy result, you know, someone's aiming for, the bigger car, the bigger house, and so many other things. But they're also in Atma Nivedana. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was saying, and my past history, I've forgotten all of that. Now it's just all irrelevant. Now just, I'm here, I'm at your service, and just want to be doing service. I think, anyway, it's one, we can actually cover Atma Nivedana every day, but you've covered it in your words. It's short. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Atma Nivedana, I have become supremely joyful by surrendering myself at your holy feet. And this you and your is going to be Krishna throughout. Unhappiness has gone away, and there are no more anxieties. I see joy in all directions. Your 2 lotus feet are reservoirs of immortal nectar, where one may live free from sorrow and fear. I have found peace there now, and have given up the fear of worldly existence and having to struggle to pay for car payments, etc., as you point out. I shall render service in your household, and not endeavor to enjoy the fruits of that service, but rather I shall strive for whatever pleases you, fully devoted to your lotus feet. Troubles encountered in your service shall be the cause of great happiness, for in your devotional service, joy and sorrow are equally great riches. Both destroy the misery of ignorance. Then, Purva Itihasa, Bhulina Sakala, I have completely forgotten all past history by feeling great joy in my mind. I am most certainly yours, and you are indeed mine. Amito tomara, tumito amara. Then what need is there for any other treasure? Ki kaja aparadhani. Then last verse, Bhaktivinoda, diving into the ocean of bliss. Bhaktivinoda anande dubhya. Devotes all his efforts for your service and dwells in your house according to your wishes. Soba cheshta kore, tava icha mata, takia tomara kore. Anyway, this also emphasized by Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, this kirtan. So we do come back to it again and again happily. And I don't see anything in the chat box from Sevarupa. So I've put something in the chat box, and that is the quote I read from Sri Upadeshamritam before. But it's Srila Guru Maharaj's commentary. So I put it here so you can happily copy and paste it into one of your posters, today's poster. And by the way, yesterday, we were working, and there is an app called Keep in Google, part of the free thing is in Google. And actually it was Sudarshan Prabhu and Rai Kishori who several years ago told me, oh, this app is very useful for keeping notes. I went in there. I haven't used it for a while for particular reasons, but I went there to find something which I thought maybe I kept a record in Keep. And but I'm seated with other devotees, and they were astounded to see how many, like stickies, how many things are there. And you can get lost when you look in there, because there's so many of them are like this, quotes that have jumped out. Another poster for the wall, we used to say. Here we've got another poster for the wall. And so, any computer screen is never going to be big enough to include all of those posters. But so many things that jump out at us, it is good to keep them and come back to those things. And some of them, we have no idea. Why did that jump out at me? It seems very ordinary. But at the time, some things just do that. So also what jumps out for me doesn't necessarily jump out for you. But that's why it's good for us to share, and you to share with me. It's not a one-way seated together, talk and everyone listens. We want to participate. Hare Krishna. So having said that, who would like to share something that's jumped out at them this week? Nobody. I'm going to go home. And in Brazil...
Don't go. I have something.
Oh, you do? Okay, okay.
I was just hiding here with a snack, so...
It's okay. You're allowed to. Don't worry. It's all good.
Hare Krishna, Dandava. In a healing profession, and I really like the research, and there's so much out there, and you can help this, you can do that and help that. And yesterday it struck me how there's so much research, and there's so much study of how the vibration tunes the nervous system. Like, yeah, we know this all along. We chant. You want to chant loud. You want to play the mridanga. You want to have the rhythm. All these ancient practices are just basically the ultimate answer to become a wholesome human being. And when we go to the temple, how we bow down, and even in yoga, there's these physical positions, etc. Just following a Vaishnav lifestyle, how it resets the brain waves. And it's like there's so many words and so much to say about what one should do if things are traumatized or unhealthy. And I felt so strongly how we are given such a path which includes all of that, like everything. It includes, like, yes, and we're chanting and we are vibrating our lungs, and how this physical vehicle is getting the right charge, and we are raising our frequencies, etc., etc. But it's so funny that people are very invested in just diagnosing, and then this is what I do about it. So it's still not really about attaining love for God in the heart. So that's kind of the missing link, I think, with science and what we do here, trying to become Krishna conscious and doing our seva. And I don't know if that makes sense. And but it really it stuck out to me how so much research goes into something what we all along already know what to do, and how we eat, and how you move, and how it's still not accessible in the mainstream. Just for example, I had experience where, how when we are in the temple and we're dancing, we're jumping, and we're starting to move, like often, most of the time it's like men and women on different sides, but it's like moving with the women, and just kind of how that really, I had moments where I know it resets my brain waves, and it's so deep. And it's so deep. It doesn't make it better because some people found some research, and then they're approving of it as that would be a helpful thing. And it's so ahead of where human kind really is, because we think we're so advanced, and we think that now we really have the research. And I'm making that stupid laugh because I feel like, well, it's been there all along. Now we have, you know, we go into a lab with AI, and now it's suddenly real. So I hope all of the research, all of all of this, what I was just saying before, is going to help people to go and discover the love for God in the heart, really, instead of just feeling better. It's along the line of that whole idea of what you were sharing, what you were reading about the lady of devotion in the heart, and how Mukti and Bhukti, they sit over there like Humpty and Dumpty sit on the wall. And I think that's all. Hare Krishna.
And Gangalila Devi Dasi, that's why we need people like you in the world, who are experts in the field and who can put what is so obviously missing and even appears like a great effort to omit the mention of the Lord. Great effort in every field of science, and the field of emotion, the field of curing, the field of health, all of these things. What is so obviously missing is the Lord. And really, scientists with the idea that we can prove something, there's basically, they've already proved, but don't want to see the evidence and the proof, that the sweet Lord is behind everything, the all-harmonizing principle. We must search for him. And those scientists who have searched for him in the past have left us the record of how to do so. And so really that is the science of self-realization, the science of Krishna consciousness. We just add Krishna. If we just add that one at the end of all the zeros, then you get 1,000,000, well, or 1,000,000,000 or 1,000,000,000, whatever it may be. But otherwise, and that example has been given, I think by Srila Prabhupada, that it's all the scientific, this, that, and the other, so much labor, so many, but it's all naught, it's all zero, because it misses the substance, which is Krishna. But you put a one in front of all those zeros, and then suddenly you've got something very valuable. So we need people like you, Gangalila Didi, who know the scientist's point of view, and who know, why are you blatantly leaving out that there is God behind all of this? And you know, that is a science that has been given as the cure for all of the troubles of this world. And there are so many quotes where all troubles of this world will be completely stopped by taking to devotional service, chanting the holy names, sadhu sangha, associating with the devotees. And after all, that's what we're trying to do. And the word all, I think everybody in English, any English speaker knows the word all, and completely. It's a little longer than all, but look it up in the dictionary. Completely means, well, you know. So there are so many quotes like this that, okay, what you're all searching for, the cure for this, the reason for this, the reason for that. There's love and affection and beauty behind it all. And I saw a completely mundane T-shirt the other day. And you know, maybe it's difficult to buy a T-shirt with no writing on it. I don't know, but people have got all sorts of things written on T-shirts. And but there was like a good quote on the T-shirt, but it was a mundane quote, something about, oh yes, okay, sorry. It's a good quote about love and beauty governs all. Something like this was the T-shirt, but it was a completely mundane T-shirt on somebody's, you know, body, and they're thinking, no doubt, no, but male, female, love and beauty. But we're all searching for the love and beauty from the origin of love and beauty. Everything has an origin. Oh, stone. Oh, please excuse me one moment. I have to attend. I just need to attend to something. Kindly excuse. It's an exception, not a rule. And everything is on silent except for emergencies. So anyhow, we need people like you, Gangalila Devi Dasi, who can wake up the world. Okay, wait. Who can wake up the world of brainy people to apply their brains in the proper direction. Just add the one at the end. And the thing is, we shouldn't be shy to say it, because it needs to be said. And also, when we know where we can get some clarity in that search, then we should direct the people there and say, look and see. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna. Jai Gangalila. Continue your snack nicely. And we're happy you feel at home to be seated with us, some refreshment. Hare Krishna. Yes, Jai Gauranga Prabhu is with us from Australia. And what contribution have you got? Oh, it's a lonely, lonely world. It doesn't have to be a lonely world. Hare Krishna.
Dandavats Maharaj, Dandavats everyone. Very happy to be here. Today I was listening to the last section of a lecture sent to me by Paramananda Prabhu. But it was Srila Gurudev speaking in Calcutta in 2001. And in that it's every lecture is the best lecture, every class is the best class, but this was really a very good lecture. And Gurudev was saying how when he was with Srila Guru Maharaj serving him, that and in our spiritual life, there are no, like, we can't make excuses for ourselves. We can't we can't like be easy on ourselves. We have to push. And Gurudev was saying that Srila Guru Maharaj, like, he's asking to do something, so there's no consideration. It just has to be done. This is Guru Maharaj's order. And Gurudev also gave one example of one servant of Lord Shiva his name's Ram Das, and he has some instruction. He needs to ride his horse and he has like a very good horse, very, very fast horse, and the horse needs to reach a fort before the sun goes down, and it needs to be through the door. And the horse is riding and thinking, he's getting very tired, but he's thinking, oh, I can't make any excuse. Like, I have to keep going. And then just before he reaches the fort, the sun goes down and the doors close, and then unfortunately the horse dies. But yeah.
I thought it actually reached there with the gate, the drawbridge still down and the castle open. With the very last breath of the horse, they just reached there. The driver jumped off the horse, got inside, and then they closed. Something like this. Oh, then the sun went down, right? Just before the sun went down. I thought the horse actually did his job, but he died in doing it with his very last breath. But yes, that whole principle, that with our whole energy, we will do something, not any excuse. And most of you, or some of you at least here, know Srila Gurudev directly said, I do not like the expression, I am sorry. This word sorry, I do not like. If we ask, if something needs to be done, it should be done. So this is a very good point. And if Gurudev sends someone somewhere to, for instance, it was common, it's necessary to go to Calcutta to do something because things get done in the big city, whereas in the village, there are many things you can't do in the village, at least in India, but you will send someone to Calcutta to get a job done, to purchase something, to get something, to arrange something. But if the devotee comes back and then says, oh, I'm sorry, Gurudev, it wasn't possible because this, because this, because this. Gurudev didn't like sorry. So when we have something to do, we need to do it like the horse with our full energy. Maybe we will, well, figuratively die in that sense, but use all of our energy for that. Hare Krishna. There are one or two instances where we did not use the word sorry, but we did explain to Gurudev the materially impossibility of doing something when we've been given something to do. But Gurudev's affectionate glance understands everything, and his affectionate glance makes the impossible possible. We've seen that too. Very good. I'm happy that Gurudev, that Paramananda sent you that link of Srila Gurudev. And please, devotees, do share things that inspire you. And you can share the link now, Jai Gaurangu. Are you able to? You're a modern person, you can multitask and find the link and put it in your little phone. We know you're on the phone and not on the computer, because presumably you don't put the computer on its side. Hare Krishna. No. Who else would like to share something? We appreciate that, Jai Gauranga Prabhu. Ishwaranand was about to share something. No? Your screen looked like it. There was some vibration through the sky. Shara Shiromani, we'd like to hear from you. I know you're a happy listener, you listen. And we do think of you and of Harini, of you all with much care. And we're happy to hear that you may be coming to London to spend some time with the devotees there. So you are very much remembered, thought of, and we care for you all. Nobody has anything to share, except Aparajita Devi Dasi. She's always got something to share. She's our enthusiastic distributor of grace in Bangkok.
Dandavat Maharaj, Dandavat everyone. Actually now I'm not in Bangkok, I'm in Paramananda Prabhu homes in Marim. Yes, accompanied by Muktinath and Ramasundar, and now Ram's sister also just arrived. Yes, and yeah, being here is very inspiring. Every day I learn more and more, and very happy to do seva. And I also very impressed that everyone always so kind to me. I cannot do so many things, and everyone they said, oh, I do very well, and give me a lot of encouragement. And yeah, now we just overwhelmed with flowers. We just every day, like Ramasunda, he make a big garland to offer, and we have the room full with flowers now. And yeah, so yeah, very feel so much mercy from Krishna, from Giriraj. Yes, and I know Mukti want to share something. Mukti, oh, okay, he is good. Yes.
He's being humble. We know you're there, Muktinath Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And this is the very reason for coming to be with devotees. And every devotee should try to give nourishment to every other devotee. We actually rely on mercy, and mercy is coming by the support and the enthusiasm of the other devotees. This is how we are receiving mercy. So we will try our best to give encouragement to others. And if everybody helps others, we've got a happy dynamo going in the right direction. So encouragement, as Gurudev did. Gurudev had some very naughty disciples and devotees, but he didn't see their naughtiness. Or maybe knows of their naughtiness. Okay, Gurudev knew everything. But he would fan the devotional little spark, maybe there, maybe a lot of naughtiness and a little devotion. But that devotional spark, Gurudev, giving emphasis there, giving encouragement, giving recognition, and we can all do something. We have energy. It's just we need to do in devotional life. So just as Srila Guru Maharaj, famously said, because we've repeated many times, but he said, in Goloka, everyone is mad to help others. And so this must be also an indication of the nature of our association with each other. We must be mad to help each other and avoid entirely any other kind of talks or this, that, or activities or anything else. And so we keep ourselves safe by following Rupa Goswami's stressed guidance, stressed by all our masters. So when we're in good association, you are in good association. We naturally will get some boost and some support in our devotional life. And it's mutual, because everyone's helping everybody else. The opposite of the material world, where everyone's competing with everybody else to get the jobs, to get this, to get that. Anyway, for so many things. So exploitation, renunciation, dedication. And where are we to dedicate ourselves to? To the devotees. Big devotees, small devotees, but to devotees. Where the devotion is there, gold is there, wherever it is to be found. And this devotion is likened to that gold. Did I see Muktinath for a moment? I've got okay, a moment. There we are. We see Muktinath Prabhu. And Muktinath Prabhu, share something of why you are a devotee this week. That will help us all to be a devotee too.
Dandavad Maharaj, Dandavad to everyone. Yes, very appreciate association with devotees. Yes, I use my vacation, short vacation, and get some relief from Bangkok life, and that's so much gratitude that devotees has some base for seva service here, and I can be try to be part of this, and here is feel very good atmosphere. So Ram Sundar, he is a flower expert, transcendental gardener. A lot of new trees around appearing, and yeah, everything going on. So yes, that is my almost week. Yes, today I'll come back to Bangkok tonight. So yeah, happy to be here, and miss you all.
And does Paramanandru give you permission to give us a glimpse of the temple progress?
Yes, and temple progress is now is a foundation. I can show from the window, right? And it's now is foundation is finished, and yes, and continue with like concrete frame. like goes up. Yeah, like
Okay.
pillars and everything.
So this is also our back to basics, a good foundation on which to build.
Right.
And Ram Sundaru, I'm very happy to hear your sisters come there. May some of your good qualities, or all of your good qualities, brush off onto her. That doesn't mean you lose them. In fact, as you give good qualities, your good qualities increase. Another mystery in devotional life.
Yeah.
And what do you have for everyone seated here? We're all seated with you now, Ram Sundar Prabhu.
I don't know. There's definitely been a flower meditation going on. I don't know if I can show, but like this.
And here in Villa Govinda, by the way, not only we're seeing flowers, you can almost say an intoxicating aroma from the flowers.
Yes.
The garden is amazing. I was away 1 month visiting devotees by their invitation, and in 1 month the garden really has come on, and they've got these small white flowers, but it's drawn the fragrance from the earth into such a beautiful way, and different corners of the garden, different fragrances. It's not only sight, but fragrance. And roses, the roses in our own garden, they smell wonderful. The roses from, the market, I don't know what happens. They just want to make them look like roses. Nobody has a sense of smell anymore. Krishna does. Krishna likes to have smelly flowers, I'm sure. Fragrant flowers.
This one here is our most fragrant one in the garden. It's some sort of jasmine, I think. But yes, I feel like I need to wear close my nostrils while I'm making it. So
right, so that the Krishna gets the original.
Yes.
And in Thailand, in the farm, the Govinda farm, ashram, Govinda farm ashram, then there is a particular tree that I only know there, and at a certain season, it really smells auspicious. It smells of cow dung. How can you have a cow dung tree? But there you are. It's good to know that cow dung is auspicious. And really, I was there 1 year, and I'm smelling, when we're having the morning program, like cow dung. It smells so auspicious. And you can smell cows even when you can't see them. The field may be a little way away. And we're smelling cow dung. It's smelling so good. And it turned out to be the tree right beside that little shelter with the kettle over the fire, which is right beside the kund. And anyways, Krishna's humor. I thought it's Krishna's humor to make a cow dung smelling tree.
It just flowered, Maharaj, and I did remember you almost every day.
I'm sorry about you remembering me, but I'm very happy to remember the tree.
Well, cow dung naturally takes us to Navadvip. Navadvip means you, so the connection is pretty straightforward.
Anyway, cows and cow dung they are plural. Okay, cows and cow dung, they are auspicious. All right, devotees, duty is calling, and to all of the devotees on Facebook, on Zoom, and who are seeing us recorded, my obeisances to you, our obeisances to each other, and we're happy to be with you. And those we've directly mentioned and not directly mentioned, to all of you, like personally, our obeisances, our encouragement by being in the association of each other. And have a successful few days until we meet again, just in 3 days' time. Try to meet again. And let's see if we can have some more participants from here, because it's not so late. Here in Italy now in the summer, it's 4 a.m. for back to basics, which is good. It's a good time. It's already light outside. Well, now is light outside. 4 it wasn't. Let you into a secret. Jai Srila Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rapa Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki Jai. Nama Charja Srila Haridas Thakur. All the assembled devotees ki Jai, including Sri Paramananda Prabhu ki Jai, and all of you here on the Zoom, on the Facebook, and who are with us in the recorded version. To all of you, our humble obeisances. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha.
Jai Srila BR Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Okay, at the last minute, also I see Jai Gauranga Prabhu has generously shared this video, means recording of Srila Gurudev that's on the YouTube. Dear devotees, I will also try, well no, I won't just try, I'll get the opportunity to see this in the coming days, and you also encouraged to share. And I may well have been there. I mean, of course, Gurudev said various stories more than once, but certainly I've been with Gurudev when he's been telling this story like a parable. What would be the Sanskrit equivalent of a parable, Paramananda Prabhu? The word parable. You know, in the Christians.
Yes, Maharaj. Well, I cannot come up immediately with the answer, but
yeah, like an example to show, to prove something, and it may or may not be that there actually was the king and the servitor and the horse and like this, but it's a parable to show.
A story that illustrates a particular point.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, I wish to rehear and to see on this occasion how Gurudev is explaining the example. Jai Gurudev, Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, all of you good souls ki Jai, keep up the good seva, chant Hare Krishna, and you will be happy. You will be happy. You will be happy. Govinda Govinda. Ami Ashchi. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hey.